The story kicks off with a terrifying, extinction-level asteroid screaming through the Earth atmosphere, seconds away from slamming into Earth and ending humanity forever. To stop it, humans launch a bunch of nuclear missiles at it. The missiles totally blow the asteroid to bits, but the pieces, now soaked in nuclear radiation, fall back down to Earth. This starts messing with the DNA of all the cold-blooded creatures like ants, spiders, snakes, and lizards, causing them to mutate and grow massive. In the year-long war that follows, most of the big creatures are killed, but the military also runs out of ammo and guns. Around 95% of humanity is wiped out, and the survivors are forced to hide in underground bunkers. This story follows one of those survivors. His story really starts back when he was in a car with his girlfriend Aimee, sharing a beautiful moment. But then, asteroid particles suddenly start raining down on their city. Right after that, a giant bug attacks the town. Seeing the chaos, the two of them sprint toward their homes. They find everyone gearing up to flee the city, and in the panic, Aimee and Joel get separated. Before they part, Joel tells Aimee he'll find her soon. On the way out, Joel's family gets caught in a monster attack. Joel manages to scramble out of the car, but his parents are trapped inside. In her final moments, Joel's mom tells him to run, and even though he doesn't want to, as soon as Joel moves away, a giant creature steps right on their car. Seeing his parents die right in front of him leaves Joel totally numb. Some people nearby grab Joel and pull him into a car to get him away, but he never really recovers from the trauma. Now 7 years have passed. Joel is still with the same people who saved his life. Everyone in the bunker lives with their partners except Joel. He's still struggling with the loss of his parents, and because of his anxiety, he's never sent outside. Ever since that day, fear has lived inside him. Whenever he sees one of those creatures, he just freezes up. He can't do anything. Because of this freezing problem, he's never allowed out. He spends his days cooking and cleaning for everyone, just passing the time for 7 years. Then one day, a giant ant breaks into the bunker. All the guys get ready to fight it. Joel wants to be part of the fight too, but the others tell him no. A team of 4 goes to kill the creature while everyone else watches the fight on a thermal camera. Suddenly, the giant ant grabs one of them. Seeing his friends in trouble, Joel can't just sit there, so he runs out to help. But then he sees the giant ant's shadow. The ant has one of his friends in its mouth. Seeing this, Joel's fear takes over, and he freezes on the spot. As the massive ant moves toward him, Joel closes his eyes, and when he opens them, the ant's head is sitting at his feet. 2 of the guys had chopped its head off. To deal with the stress and distract himself, Joel starts talking to someone on the radio. It turns out to be Aimee. Aimee survived the chaos 7 years ago too, but her colony is really far away, and they haven't been able to see each other since they were separated. Joel talks to a bunch of different stations to track her down and finally finds her. They're both so happy to be talking, but suddenly the radio cuts out. After facing death today, Joel is shaken, and he doesn't want to spend his whole life just waiting to die in a bunker. Joel asks his friends how far Aimee's colony is. They tell him her colony is 140 kilometers to the west, sitting right on a beach. Joel says he wants to go there. His friends tell him it'll take at least 7 days to get there, and even a trained person wouldn't survive more than 3 or 4 days out there. "You'll be dead in an hour, kid," they tell him. But Joel has made up his mind. He's either going to find Aimee or die trying. Part of Joel also feels like he doesn't belong in the bunker with these people anymore, that he's just a burden. But in reality, that's not true. Joel's friends love him a lot. They even make him a map to help him reach Aimee. So after all these years, Joel finally steps out of the colony. Aimee's place is 140 kilometers west, but Joel has absolutely no idea which way west even is. He just starts walking anyway. After a little while, Joel hears a loud noise from a big creature. He tries to hide in a nearby house, but there's already a giant frog in the pool. The second Joel sees it, he freezes again. Just as the frog attacks Joel with its tongue, someone pushes him out of the way. It's a dog. The frog attacks again and grabs Joel's leg with its tongue, but the dog bites the frog's tongue, making it let go, and Joel and the dog bolt out of there. The dog quickly leads him onto a stalled bus. This bus is the dog's home, where he used to live with his owner. His owner is probably dead. Joel sees the word boy written on a wall. As soon as Joel says boy, the dog perks up, and Joel realizes that's the dog's name. Joel picks up a red dress lying there, but Boy immediately snatches it away because it's the last memory he has of his owner. Joel stays in the bus all night and heads out in the morning. As Joel starts to leave, Boy follows him with the red dress, like he wants to go along. Joel puts the dress in his bag and they set off together. Passing through totally ruined areas, the two slowly move toward their goal. Along the way, Joel sees some fruit on a plant. He's starving, but just as he's about to eat it, Boy starts pulling at his leg like he's trying to stop him. Joel realizes the berries are probably poisonous. As they travel, Joel keeps a journal of his journey. Suddenly, Joel falls into a massive hole. As he tries to climb out, he realizes he's not alone. There are huge bones all over the ground, meaning he's not the first victim here. Suddenly, a bunch of fast, blood-sucking bugs attack him. But right at the last second, a stranger pulls him up with a rope. This guy's name is Clyde, and he's with a little girl named Minnow, who's actually pretty dangerous. She blows up the bugs with a grenade. Clyde tells Joel he shouldn't be wandering around alone. Joel explains he's not alone, he has a dog, and he's going to find his girlfriend, Aimee. Clyde says they're heading north to the mountains and snow because there's a special colony there, and the monsters don't go there because of the cold. Clyde tells Joel they're going the same way for a bit, so he can tag along if he wants. After walking for a while, they stop at a mountain. Minnow tries to teach Joel how to use a crossbow, but his aim is total trash. Minnow tells him her dad was the best archer in their colony, but when a pack of monsters attacked, her dad and Clyde's son were killed. Since then, Clyde and Minnow have been searching for a safe colony together where they can live in peace. Suddenly, Clyde spots a creature heading their way from the woods. Clyde tells Joel the creature has caught his scent now, so it's going to be tracking him for a long time. They leave the area quickly. Since Minnow and Clyde have been surviving on the surface for a long time, they know a lot about these creatures. Later on, they run into a giant snail. Clyde tells Joel not to move a muscle. Joel is already frozen from fear anyway. Clyde quietly tells Joel to take off his shirt. He puts the shirt on the snail, and the snail crawls away without hurting them. Clyde did that because now, wherever that snail goes, it'll spread Joel's scent, which will confuse the monster that's tracking him. Joel asks why the snail didn't attack, and Clyde explains that some creatures are actually nice. Minnow adds that if he's ever confused, he should just look into their eyes. Eyes never lie. That night, they stop to eat, but just as they're about to rest, Clyde wakes them up because the smell of the food will attract other monsters, and staying there is too dangerous. The next day, Minnow gives Joel more crossbow training. She tells him to clear his mind before shooting, and whenever Joel does that, his arrows hit the mark every time. Minnow is so happy she gives Joel a hug. Having lost her family at such a young age, she started seeing Joel as a big brother. A few more days pass, and Clyde and Minnow teach Joel how to survive. They show him which plants can cure monster venom. Finally, they tell him about the most dangerous creature on Earth, the sand gobbler. These things move underground and track any sound perfectly. But the scariest one is the queen. She's way bigger than the others, and her fins sticks out of the ground. If the queen hears even a tiny sound from you, it's game over. Nobody has ever fought a queen and lived. Minnow keeps practicing with Joel, and he gets better every day. After 5 days, they reach the spot where they have to go separate ways. Clyde tells Joel he should just come with them because surviving alone is going to be tough, and they have a better chance together. But Joel is obsessed with finding Aimee. Minnow is really sad about his choice. Joel explains that Aimee means everything to him. Minnow gives him one last hug, and Clyde hands Joel a grenade, telling him to use it only if he really has to. He says to pull the pin, count to 5, and then throw. Remember, count to 5. Now the two groups head their separate ways. Joel and Boy have 50 kilometers left to cover on their own, but the trip is about to get brutal. After walking a bit, they reach a spot where Boy starts acting weird and refuses to go further. Scared, Boy hides under a pedal boat. Joel is trying to get him to come out when suddenly a bunch of legs sprout from under Joel's feet. It's a massive centipede. Joel nervously pulls his crossbow, but the creature is right on top of him. It's about to grab him with its tail when Boy's barking distracts it. The monster gets annoyed and swats Joel away with its tail. Then it flips the boat over to get to Boy. Joel starts flashing back to the moment he lost his parents. But this time, he doesn't freeze. He conquers his fear, stands up, and fires an arrow. It hits the monster in the neck, making it go berserk. It leaves Boy alone and charges straight at Joel, but Joel times it perfectly and fires another arrow right into its head. The monster drops dead instantly. Joel is shaking with fear. He can't believe he actually killed something that big. Then he sees Boy, and Boy runs over to him. Joel might not have been able to save his parents, but today, by beating his fear, he saved Boy. The next morning, they reach a giant pit and Boy starts acting crazy again. Joel realizes danger is close. Then he sees a creature moving underground toward them, with its fins sticking out. It's the queen. To save himself, Joel throws a small toy in the other direction so the queen will follow the sound. The queen rips through the ground where the toy landed. Joel runs for it, and the queen chases him. While running, Joel falls and drops his bag. He hides with Boy inside a tree trunk. Joel covers Boy's mouth so they stay silent, and when the queen doesn't hear anything, she starts to leave. But then Boy's owner's red dress falls out of Joel's bag into the river. Seeing this, Boy runs out to save the dress, ignoring the danger. Joel tries to stop him, but Boy doesn't listen. The Queen turns back toward them. To save Boy, Joel runs for his bag and grabs the grenade. He pulls the pin and starts counting, but the grenade slips from his hand. As he scrambles to grab it, the Queen attacks, but Joel manages to shove the grenade into her mouth and dive into the river. The explosion blows the Queen to bits. Joel is ecstatic, but he's also furious with Boy. When he climbs out of the water, he sees a bunch of leeches stuck all over his body. Panicking, he starts pulling them off one by one, blaming Boy for the whole mess, yelling that they almost died over a stupid dress. Boy gets upset and leaves Joel alone. Soon the leech venom starts making Joel dizzy and he starts hallucinating. In a daze, he faints. Then he sees the plant that cures venom, eats it, and keeps stumbling forward. He doesn't have much strength left, so he just sits down. Suddenly, he sees Aimee. After 7 years seeing her again, Joel kisses her immediately and then faints again. When he wakes up, he's in Aimee's colony. Seeing her for real makes him so happy and shocked. Aimee tells him to rest. Joel says it felt great to kiss her again after all this time, but Aimee tells him he didn't kiss her. He kissed an old guy in the colony. Aimee then explains that some new people have arrived, including a ship captain who wants to take everyone to a safe place. Joel finds it all a bit weird, but Aimee has to leave for some work. When Joel walks out of his room, he's stunned by how beautiful the colony is, and he sees the beach. The colony is underground, but they're safe because the back opens to the ocean, and these monsters hate water. Aimee comes to talk to him, and then the captain and his crew show up. Aimee introduces Joel and mentions he traveled 7 days to get there. The captain is impressed and says he was in the army and now uses his ship to take survivors to a safe base far away from the monsters. When Joel and Aimee finally get a moment alone, Joel asks why she doesn't seem that happy to see him since he came all this way. Aimee explains that a lot has changed in 7 years. She lost her parents, and last year, she lost the person she was in love with. Joel's world is rocked. He realizes he should have asked Aimee if she even wanted to see him before coming all this way. Aimee says it's her fault. She should have told him everything on the radio. But she says she's still happy he's there, and now they can go with the captain and be safe together, and they can still be friends. This guy fought dinosaur-sized bugs and risked his life for 140 kilometers just to get friend-zoned. What a disaster. We can still be friends. He had friends back home. Joel is too overwhelmed to even think. A bit later, he tries to radio his old colony, but he can't get through. Then the old man comes over and gives Joel some fruit and beer, saying it's a gift from the captain for the whole colony. Joel looks at the map his friends gave him and finds messages they wrote on the back. Reading them makes him emotional, and he realizes how much his people actually love him, and he left them for a girl he hadn't seen in 7 years. Just then, a message from his colony comes through. They're so happy to hear his voice and that he made it. Joel tells them everything that happened, and they're shocked he did it all alone. When he asks how they are, they tell him they've been attacked a lot since he left, and the colony isn't safe anymore. Suddenly, the connection breaks. Joel decides he's going back for his friends and won't leave with the captain without them. Just then, he looks at the fruit he was given. Something clicks. Joel opens his book and sees it's the same fruit Boy warned him about. He runs to Aimee, but outside, everyone is already loopy and dancing from the fruit. Joel tries to warn her, but one by one, everyone passes out. Then Dana attacks Joel from behind. When Joel wakes up, the whole colony is tied up. It turns out this is what the captain does. He goes to different colonies and steals their supplies. He explains he needs fuel for his ship, so they captured a giant crab to pull the boat. In exchange, they feed the people from the colonies they loot to the crab. The captain hits a button on a remote, and a dark shadow moves toward them from the sea. Everyone tries to escape. Aimee uses all her strength to break her ties and succeeds, then frees Joel. Aimee says she'll handle the 3 pirates while Joel deals with the crab. Aimee grabs a piece of a gate and charges through gunfire to attack one of the guys, and they both get knocked out. On the other side, the crab is closing in. Joel grabs a rod and runs at it. As the crab lunges, Joel hits it with the rod and flips it onto its back. Since it's upside down, the crab can't get up. Just as Joel goes to kill it, the captain uses his remote to give the crab a massive electric shock. The crab jumps up and lands a huge hit on Joel. When Aimee wakes up, she sees Dana, and they start fighting, but Dana easily beats her. As the crab moves toward Joel, Boy suddenly appears and stands between them. The crab calms down a bit seeing Boy. The captain tells Dana to kill the dog. As Dana tries to fire a rocket launcher, Aimee hits her arm, making her miss, and the grenade hits the crab instead. The crab is badly hurt. The captain comes down and knocks Aimee out. The grenade hit makes the crab go into a rage, and it starts heading for the captain. But the captain shocks it again. and the crab turns back toward Joel. Joel tells Boy to go to Aimee and protect her. Boy manages to wake her up. Seeing their chance, the three thieves try to sneak away while the creature attacks Joel over and over. Aimee wakes up and grabs a grenade gun. The creature grabs Joel by the leg. Joel yells for the gun, and Aimee tosses it to him. Joel is about to pull the trigger, but then he looks into the crab's eyes. He remembers Minnow saying, "You can tell if a creature is bad by looking into its eyes." In the crab's eyes, Joel only sees the pain from the chain and the shocks. Joel aims at the chain instead and frees the crab. After that, the crab doesn't attack Joel at all. As Joel falls to the ground, Aimee runs to him. The crab walks up to Joel but stops, like it's thanking him for its freedom, and then heads for the captain's ship. The captain is on the ship and tries to shock the crab again, but nothing happens. He realizes he's in deep trouble. The crab swallows all three of them alive and destroys their ship. After everything settles, Joel gets ready to head back to his own colony. But after seeing how bravely Joel saved Aimee and her whole colony, she's starting to like him again and asks him to stay. Joel says his friends need him, so he has to go. Joel gives Aimee his journal so she can learn the monster's weaknesses. He thanks her because she was the reason he found himself and changed his life. Before leaving, Joel gets the courage to finally kiss Aimee. Aimee tells him, "You traveled 140 kilometers for me. This time, I'll be the one to come find you." So do you think Aimee deserves a second chance? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.